a second here. All right. Just gonna set everything up here. Wait for some people to come in, and we're gonna start this live stream. Now, this live stream, you want to listen to it from start to end. You want to listen to everything that I have to say here. There's gonna be a lot of things. I'm gonna be talking about. I'm gonna talk about BA, and I'm gonna talk about how much I really. I did a very in-depth analysis. I did for it, and I wanted to prove a point on something. Now, this doesn't make the greatest gains on this particular plan. Let me just minimize this for now. All right. So wait for some people to come in. While I'm setting this up, looking where I wanna speak about here. See, support 54. Yeah. So while I'm waiting for people to come in, I am looking for something. Where did we start this? Just give me a second here, people. We're going to wait for some people to come in. But first, I want to look for something. Yeah. That's it. I found it. All right. Okay. So, wait for some people, more people to come in. Hello, Money Flow. Who else is in here? Now, another thing about the live streams is that I want to make a point here is that, people, should be asking me questions if there's a question they need to ask, okay, to get the help you need from what I'm doing, right? In other words, if you're not listening to my instructions, like, studying the videos and coming to the live streams and seeing the winning plans, then or asking questions, right? Because you want to be making money. There is absolutely no reason why you should be making money when you have the big picture leader showing you step by step, right? And I'm going to be talking about this. Hello, Mr. Bling. So, the live stream, there's people who, come, man, so many bullish setups. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. But before all this happened, though, there was, people were, they're all over the place, right? Hard work. Hello. I see some people that are, hello, Sandra. Hello, Harry. Yes. Yes. Big picture expert. That's right. So as people are coming in, this is very important. I want to help people understand something of why people fail. And basically, mostly all the information out there, there's always one piece of information that no one really knows. And I know this. I see it. Like what I say, and I'm not joking here when I say 95% are going to fail in the markets. That's a fact. And I'm gonna tell you why. It's just the way like I handle trades. Okay, without proper direction and following rule sets and adapting, which is very, very few can do, you won't succeed in the market long term. You can get lucky with a few trades here and there, but then luck runs out. Right? And I'm going to explain more deep into this. Luck runs out, but skill doesn't. And PowerTarget Trades, yours truly, when I did these videos, I show you the facts, the plans, direction, targets, right? And you know, a good one here, people, I want to talk about, I want to show something here. I want to talk about BA as an example, okay? Now, BA, I made many, many plans in BA, okay? Many plans, so many winning plans, okay? But the difference was I explained how BA was a key marker in January, okay? One of the reasons being is the company has both fundamentals and technicals perfectly aligned, right? Meaning that the odds favor that it would go higher, right? Now, it just didn't go higher. There was chopping, right? However, we adapted. This is where no service can do. Absolutely no one will match me what I did over here. And I want to explain the difference, right? Because there's no one rule. Here's my message to you. There is not one rule that will work. Oh, just use a 2-point stop. No, it doesn't work that way. Not with options, okay? Not with options and not with my type of strategies that win high gains, right? Those people who talk about certain rules don't even follow their own rules, right? So when you hear me talk about adapting, there's a reason for it. I'm going to get more into the story, but let's talk about bull run, SPY 300 coming soon. Yeah. Well, step by step, yes, I think that the SPY is going to 300, but how long it takes to go to 300 is another question. Hello, Victor. And again, we don't really need the SPY to go to 300 and make a lot of gains, but we have to adapt along the way. But yes, the big picture SPY 300, even higher, okay? However, whenever we're making plans, it doesn't mean there's no adapting. But I want to talk about BA, people, okay? I want to show what I did with BA inside of Power Group Trades. Now, this plan, I want to make a point here. This plan didn't make a lot of money, but the big picture is why it did produce profits nonetheless. And it was a lot of work, if you ask me. But I did this to show a discipline, okay? So the money I made here in this plan was a lot of work. And it's never always like that. Usually I can work half the amount and make way more money. But the market changes, right? So there are periods of time when you should be in the market. You shouldn't really. You're going to be in the market not as not as many plans because they're not all working. Only select few will work, and then there's too many that will work. But the way you handle it is the same, but with variables. Like sometimes where it's when to apply different variables. There's not one set of variables. There's not one set. There are many variables. Okay. If it was easy to make money in the market, people make money and lose money in the market. And one of the reasons is they don't have a variable. They don't have adjustment variable. They trade the same as when things were perfectly smooth. It doesn't work that way. All right, so let's talk about Netflix is something I haven't been even talking about. So Netflix, I'm not going to talk about Netflix right now because Netflix has not been on my radar. But BA has been, and BA has been winning plans, and that's an example here. So I focused on BA, and the big picture was correct on BA, right? But it wasn't a smooth trade on the third winning plan, though. But it was a winning plan. So let me show you something here. So I'm going to go into Power Group Trades here. Let me show you something in here, okay? Okay, so I talked about my third plan January the 15th, okay? And I want to show the step-by-step things in this here. So let's talk about this here. BA set up the test 370 to 380. The February 1 360 calls could be used. So listen, why did I go into this plan? I had a sense of direction. Now, we held this up to close to the earnings. But the earnings today was January the 30th, right? And we did hit these targets, however, didn't hold the options. But I want to make a lesson in why I traded BA. I traded BA because I identified the possibility. I understood the fundamentals and what the technicals were saying, what the market was saying about BA. Okay. However, this trade here wasn't the smoothest trade. However, it did go to these targets and way above. Let's talk about that. So let me close this over here. And I defended this trade all the way. If BA gets, I talked about everything in this particular in BA. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna start moving some stuff where I want to see show. January 16. Just give me a second here, people. Give me a second here. Meanwhile, you can see the Apple chart. All right. So basically, I made a lot of updates inside of Power Group Trades through January 15, all the way to where we are today, which is January 30. So it was a long hold. However, there were multiple opportunities to make money in BA. But even if you just held the BA, it produced a win regardless by following the rules. And the way we played BA was support. And I knew BA was going to go higher. However, you know what? They waited for the earnings, unfortunately. Plus, the market conditions weren't allowing it. But in the end result, let's put up BA, people, here before I go into Power Group Trades here. So let's put up BA here. End result. And BA closed 387, had a high of 391. So targets were hit, right? It's January the 30th with February 1 calls. You have to understand the power in that, right? This is where very few people have the skill to understand where something's going to go, right? And we stuck to this trade. I showed people with support, with where I'm placing stops and everything. And in the end result, what was the ending? Well, I want to show you what we paid $790 for these February 1 calls, okay? Not that we got these numbers, this number here, but I want to show you what I mean by big picture thinking and why what I'm doing is superior to just about anything out there. Most people are phony balonies and they can't do what I'm doing, and they never will be able to do what I do. Only the big picture expert can do this. I know this through massive study. So I'm going to show you something here, people. On the live stream here, I'm going to show you here. We're going to put up the 360 calls. I'm going to talk about this calls too. I'm going to make a special videos. But let's talk about what calls are. How do we make money with calls? For some people who might be coming in or don't understand how you make money with calls, right? Come on, what's going on here? Okay, so where are you 360s? There you are. Okay. So here's the February 1 360 calls we focused on. Today, now they hit a high really of $3,000 a piece, okay? So what that means is this. Say you invested, you bought one and you happen to hold this. Now, what I'm going to get about is why it's okay to lose money for the right reasons, but not for the wrong, and how big wins like this can change your account dramatically. So 50% losses here and there. When you think how much percent gains is 790 to 3,000, right? That's 300% on large price options. We're not talking about something like someone who buys, 30-cent options, and make it 300% on that. No. Or a dollar options, make it 300%. No. $790 options turn to three. Now I've done this with things where we held. This is an earnings play, but what I'm getting at is that we've done this where we bought options where let's say the option. So let's say you buy an option. Now an option is this. You're buying a call at a strike price. That means you're expecting prices to go to that price. Or if we're in the money, but what it is that you're buying something that's the price that the option. Now if we go into the money, meaning that it goes above the strike price, obviously the options start earning a lot more money. Okay. So let's say you buy BA. You're controlling 100 shares of BA for, in this case, $790. I'll show you the confirmation. Okay, $790. You're controlling 100 shares of BA. That's a lot of leverage. You have to understand how much. You have to ask yourself, how much does it cost to buy 100 shares of BA, right? Well, you multiply 300 and let's say the price, whatever it is, $350. Multiply $350 times 100 shares, and that's how much it would cost to control 100 shares, right? For a lot of people, They can't, they're not going to be able to put that kind of money down on one stock, right? But with an option, you could control, depending on the situation, the setup, and the time frame. You could control 100 shares for $500 or 780. And so when I say 100% gains, it's meaning that let's say you bought an option of mine that costs $500. That option doubles to 1,000. That's 100%, right? Now, if you bought 10 options, right, that cost 500, right? So $1,000, so 5,000, right? $5,000. You're doubling that. And so you're doubling $5,000 in a. Sometimes we have plans in 2 days or 1 day or 3 days. It's phenomenal, right? But this can happen. However, it's not so simple that all you do is buy options when you have no idea how to manage things, and you make those gains. That's what the problem. People don't manage things right. They sell when they're not supposed to sell. Listen carefully. They sell when they're not supposed to sell and hold when they're not supposed to hold. No adapting ability. Just taking plans like this. So I've shown that I've explained about adapting, and I proved it was very difficult to trade BA in this chart. So let's take a look at here. Here's January the 15th, right? Did the stock go up? Yeah. But it also played around before it went up. However, didn't have time. It took profits this day over here. The big gains were made over here. Let's say we did simply hold a few options. The outcome is if you have one of those options at $790, the investment turned to $30K, $3,000 per option. Right? So 10 options, right? At $790 is $7,900. Now your options are worth, now your $7,900 is worth $30,000. Okay? Where do you make money like that? However, you don't make money like that by luck. That's my point here. You make money like that with skill. So let me show you some things here. So we're going to go to where I got to look for the confirmation here because I know this confirmed. Starting to do well, people. A good sign for tomorrow. Nice move in BA. Yeah. Man, I was bang on right where this was going to go. I just did not want to take it there until earnings. Where was the confirmation? I just want to find it. Because this was a long-winded, and I did this. I mean, I held this. I mean, it was still good gains for the time. I'm in other plans, and other things didn't want to confirm. But okay, here it is, 760 exact number. So I'm going to show this over here. So BA confirming with the February 01 360 calls at 760. So now you see today's close. We're going to go to today's close. Give me some time here, people, before I answer any questions. I want you to understand what I'm saying here, and then I'm going to look at questions. So it's very, very busy this live stream. I want to go over this BA because this BA is a powerful lesson. So you see where the outcome was, right? And you see here February 01, the 360 calls. 28.40, that's the close. Now they weren't higher there. You have to understand that. You got to see where this is closed at, right? These options, I assure you, were $3,100 on the high, at least at one point in time. But still, they closed at 2,800. Let's say you waited till close, you cashed out at $2,800 at 28.40. All you got to do is catch a few of these plans. So it's not about over trading either, by the way. But when you hold plans for the right reasons, they pay. That's 300%. So if you lose, you gotta ask yourself, if you lost once in a blue, like we have a win rate of 80%, but we still can lose, right? Okay, if I could be 100% correct, okay, you have to understand this now. 100% correct is you could put any amount of, because if you're never wrong, meaning you could be right, but still things are gonna go wrong, right? But if you need to still even if you're 80% correct, if you manage things wrong, you're still gonna miss out on the big gains. And when you miss out on the gains, that's what kills you. because your mindset is that you can't lose. You only win, 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 but there's no such thing. If there was, if there's no such thing as a loss, but you see, you can turn that into your favor. No fear of loss, understanding how much you can gain by doing what's right. Of course, you have the big picture leader here leading you, explaining it to you now. Right? What I'm doing, never done in history before in a group. It's like management now, helping you mentally see things, proving it. I've proven my point in my group over and over again with BA. So let me go back to the to this over here. Bear with me, people, here, because you know what? This is very important here. Very important. This BA. I put a lot of effort here. I put a lot of effort here to show this. So let me see here what's important here. So BA confirming. So basically I said as for BA support 3. So basically, let's see any messages I said. So we're making money January 16. Because you know the market did pull back, right? So let's talk about what I did over here, right? That's what we're going to talk about. So let's go to January the 24th. There's a lot of stuff that's in the group. I don't want to show everything in the group right now. I want to show what is about BA here. Okay, so January 22nd, okay? So you can see that we're in a position that the market's going down. So let's see what I said here. Okay, I want to show you this. I want to show you how adaptive, how this is what most people can do. BA, nice bounce off 354 support. Keep in mind that even 353 was key. BA showing power based on support bounce action. We had gains, but it pulled back, okay? But I still said to remain in the trade, right? So the options came back to practically where we had purchased them. And this is January 22nd. However, they had went up at least $400 in our favor, right? I never took any profits. I was saying what I said. I said exactly it, and there's a reason for this, right? And I want to explain something here. So give me a second here. So let's go back to BA, the charts over here. Okay, so that's January 22nd. I've seen we had all this, so I had 3 days of nothing happening positive, right? Markets testing. Now look at the low here. I want to show you something. What's the low? 353.67. Where did we close today? Well, what did we close yesterday? 363, right? So when this returned to that level, because we had 360 calls, right? The options went from $700 an option, because it went against us temporarily a little bit, $700 per option, and then went to about $1,220 per option. No big deal. 1,200. No big deal. It's not the point here. This is not a big winning trade. But what I'm trying to get at is the mentality in order to catch big gains. In the end, where did this really go? I want to make this point. It went huge, right? Now, the only reason why we didn't hold it to that point was due to the earnings, right? However, I know fundamentally and financially, but the market is being, you know, sometimes the market can throw you, you know, a monkey wrench, can do crazy things on a short-term basis. But with options, we don't have the time. I know the big picture of BA. I said BA is going to be a $400+ stock, you know, and I had people giving me flack at 200, thinking that they were professionals out there, that they know what they're talking about. It was too high, BA, 200. I think saying I was crazy to tell people to go long BA. Well, I'll tell you what, a billionaire investor who wants to invest in BA, and I told him to hold long BA, is pretty happy with me now. Little baby scalpers can't do this stuff, people. Okay? I'm not a baby scalper. I have the mentality to see this stuff over and over again. I called stocks, they blow my targets, but I can see they have potential. But what happens when they don't? Well, we have to say, you know what? We got to cut them off. I don't add into a problem. That's another mistake people, they add into their problems. No. Get rid of that problem. Go to the next one, because the next one is the one that could pay you, take away your losses, and put you in massive gains. Much like FedEx, right? Back into the same idea. FedEx was a massive winner, and it was a 50% loser for 2 weeks. before becoming a 1,000% gainer. And I talk about that story, and these stories are the same. They happen over and over again. The problem is people still make the same mistakes. They don't understand about adapting. They want to only look at they only want to see the positives. They don't want to put the work to catch those positives. You got to learn how to go through the negatives too. So, do you think it was fun holding the BA on those days there? I'm going to ask you this question. Do you think it was fun? But if you're not able to hold things properly, you can't catch the money, can't catch the honey. Capiche? Understand what I'm saying, people? Can't catch. So I defended the trade, and it was a winning trade, massively winning. Not that we took this one. I stopped out at 1090, so I got small profits on this third winning trade, though. Winning trade. But it was massive work. But the fundamental fact was I was right on the big picture. Okay? Massively. Not babily. Massively. And you couldn't just simply hold it with a $2 stop. Can't do that with a stock like BA. All right now. However, it did hold my rules, and it became a profitable trade and massively profitable. And that is the massive message I'm sending to you. Understand what I'm saying to you. Now, all right now. Now I'm going to minimize this and see some hello group. I'm going to see you taught on how to adapt on BA. That's right. I said if you are seeing a lot of key stocks ready for higher, is there a key advantage to getting into stocks versus SPY or QQQ? You know, right now, to me, there are individual stocks that want to go higher. However, it's not a lot. It's really selective ones. It's like BA went higher, but the third trade was it was a lot of work. However, my point being is when you are able to put the right kind of mindset and you're adapting, you can actually catch those type of gains in the options. But when you don't have the right mindset, when you see a little, like you think these little scalp traders can do this stuff? You know, there's people who trade penny stocks. Baby traders, people, baby. They have no, listen, I can play in their sandbox, but they can't play in my sandbox. You follow what I'm saying, people? I play, this is big boys. This is the billionaire club. If you can make plans on BA and make winning plans like this and think you're the billionaire thinking mindset, right? Big money's in here, you know. You think people are buying? I think some people with the big dollar bills are buying 100 shares of a BA. They're buying thousands of shares of BA. Right? So they see their account fluctuate 30, 100,000 here, 100,000 there. They don't care. They want to make the big bucks. They're looking to make millions. Right? Not little baby scalpers. Baby scalpers, but I am helping people. How do you make money, the real money, through options, through real companies like BA? See, Stock Clown, right, for example, can't do that stuff, right? Baby scalper. Right? When it comes to real companies, he's told people to short at 200, 220, 240, 260, 280. You follow? Because his method is failure. F. It's guessing. You can't make real gains, and you won't have and when you're wrong like him, like he is, for example, when you're right, you don't even know how to hold because you're mentally blocked. You're always seeing your trades lose on you, right? When you catch big wins like me, like I do, right? Like we do, like I demonstrate, you have a lot of confidence. And without confidence, you can't make the dollar, you can't make the sweet honey money. You capiche, people. You can't. Yeah, but Ahmed, you know what? These profits were not massive. But it doesn't matter. They became massive, but they weren't massive in this case because unless you held for earnings. But as you saw my plan, where did BA go? Because I foresaw the potential in BA, I identified it fast. 2 weeks, okay. And those type of gains and options is good. Right? People don't make that even when you're with the shares. They don't make those type of gains percentage-wise. They don't. Right? Because in order to make 100% when you buy shares at 300, and the BA has to go to 600. It works different with options, people. Options, if we have depending on the option, a 5-point swing to a 10-point swing, you could be making 100, 200% gains in options. However, that's a more highly skilled method of making money than the people who trade shares alone. Because with shares, you have one factor. You have all the time in the world. However, you still have way more risk, right? Because until you sell, with options, it's defined. With the most you can lose is what you pay for the options. But that's not the case with shares. Right? That's not the case with shares. So I held before earnings and sold today. So you held for earnings? Okay. So Ahmed, if you held for the earnings, congratulations. Then as you can see, yeah, you made 230%. Well, even more. That depends where you bought the options. You should have made even more than 230%. Reality, depends where you sold it. But yeah, you probably sold it right away. But you should have made at least 300%. But regardless, if you did that, Ahmed, beautiful. You must have had a lot of faith in the plan. I held before ER and sold today. So you held it, yeah, yes, sir. So you know what? Been following. Hey, wow, people, this is great. I didn't hold it though. And someone asked me, and I said, you know what? I don't know why I didn't hold some options in it. I guess the amount of work I put into it, anyways, doesn't matter. The point is, that when I saw the outcome, right, it's always a lesson. However, I don't usually hold for earnings, right? Because with earnings, it's like, okay, it still was worth it. When I thought about it, I started thinking about it when someone I said, it was worth to hold some, even if you would have lost the whole value of the option. Look at the outcome today. Believe me, people, when you see real direction, even if you take a loss one time, a few winners like that puts your account so ahead you can afford to take losses like that, but for the right reason. See, in this case, if it was very unlikely BA was going to fail. Very unlikely. I know, but it's a market, right? Hello, Shirley Lewis. Hi, everyone. Hello, Shirley. Is it Shirley or which is the name? Lewis? There's a person named Lewis. I don't think it's the same Lewis. So I hope, like honestly, people, if you're just coming in this live stream, I tell you to listen to what I said this whole live stream from the beginning about BA example here. Okay. I've been really putting a lot of effort showing people how important it is to hold based on the rules, and I actually told them the numbers to show that this is what I'm going to do, exactly what I'm going to do, right? Is Amazon a hold through ER? The problem with Amazon is the options are very expensive, very expensive. But boy, oh boy, I tell you, I'm going to contemplate on that. Let me put up Amazon. You ask a very good question. You ask a very good question. In my opinion, so it's 31st. So we haven't been in A. But let me explain you why, people. Here's the problem with this. Let's take February 1 options, right? Because that's what you would probably buy. Here's the problem. Okay. Look at, if you buy $1,730 options, okay, right now they cost $2,100, okay? And that's what you're looking at risking. 2,000. If your account can handle it, like in my opinion, Amazon, and I said this, that Amazon is really set up to test 2,400. Okay. Now, knowing this information, okay, the odds do favor this to go higher. However, in order to make the big dollars with Amazon is a higher risk plan. So the guy, you asked me a very good, they are expensive. That's why we didn't get in. And they gained some value today, as you can see. I mean, they gained some value on this move, but you would never know that this move is going to happen like that. It's more like a setup day, I call it. So you got to go, let's go to the farthest strike price to show you what they cost. And, you know, Amazon can make a big move, but look what February 1, okay, you got to understand what February 1 calls are. February 1 expires this Friday, okay? So basically, if you're buying tomorrow and you're holding, if you're going to go farthest out right now, the $1,792 options, they cost about, this is good that we're going to document this too in the live stream. They cost $610. Now tomorrow depends where Amazon opens up. If I put the 3-minute chart here, after hours action, it's 1,691. Okay. After hours, it's up at 1,691. Let me put the daily. So it's already up $20. So, you know, you gotta still, you're buying $100 out. So definitely, if Amazon makes a 200 point swing between, you know, and especially on earnings, you're gonna make great dollar bills. If we don't, though, if there's any playing pullback, I do this stock. I honestly favors that they're gonna go much higher. So if you want, look to buy February calls. February the 1 calls, because if you go any farther out, you know, if we go to, let's say, February the 8th, maybe you can do it February the 8th. But here you go, February the 8th, maybe the 1800 calls, February the 8th. I can't go that far up because already I'm up 100. The highest I can go up in this scanning thing. So you have to check in your broker's thing, but I think 1800s are going to cost probably, tomorrow they might cost 1,300 a piece, but that's for 1 more week. However, if this thing takes off, those options should do a couple of 100%. However, you might have to take you could take a 50-60% hit. So it's up to you. It does favor, by the way, it does favor, but it's just because of the analysis. This thing here, for them to try to take it to 1,900 should be a piece of cake. And it's still nowhere near its potential, which is 2,400, in my opinion, that they're setting this up for. So, however, if the earnings, whatever earnings they say, all they want to do is pop at $100, the options won't go up that much. So even if Amazon makes a good move, $100 is nothing for Amazon. We need 200, 300 point move. It can be done. It might even go up a lot tomorrow. So keep that in mind. But that's the problem with thing. However, I have other plans that are easier to hold that can make gains too. You think ER would be good? Do you know about the company? Amazon is making money out of the yin yang, but it's like BA. I mean, like, yeah, I do believe that. I think Amazon is, you know, it's too cheap over here. It should be higher, but that's not up to me, right? Again, I'm correct majority of the time, over 8, but I'm not 100% correct, right? If I was 100% correct, that's why there's a risk. You have to take a risk, but the odds favor Amazon to do well. I mean, Apple went up a lot. Well, it went up a little bit today, but it went up. Apple's an easier trade to get into, by the way. I'm going to talk about Apple a bit. Microsoft, I think you're better off with Microsoft. I don't like Microsoft too much. It's a good, you know, for options. It's not my thing, Mr. Bling. I prefer Apple, you know, right now. Yeah, DE. Let's see if there was anything after. There was after hours movement in it. Let's see here, DE. Yeah, DE is something we've been talking about. Nothing happening after hours, although, but this stock here, you know, it moves. It didn't do anything after hours, but we'll see tomorrow. Yeah, Home Depot is great. You know, Home Depot's up, right? So you hold Home Depot. Home Depot. We hold Home Depot. Yeah, so we hold Home Depot. Think of today as a start day of Home Depot. We are already making money in Home Depot, but I'm potentially, there's tons of time. Earnings don't come till February 26th. There's a good chance that, you know, we go to low end 185 easy, 190 easy. We'll take it step by step. But yeah, I mean, Home Depot should do very well. Let's see, after hours, and nothing fancy, but Home Depot, it moves in the day. It's not an after hours type of stock. Uh, but you know, Amazon doing well. Apple, do you think it's too late to get in? Well, you know what? I don't like to chase things. You know, if you didn't get into Home Depot, I mean, there was plenty of time to get into Home Depot. I would just wait to get into some new plans. You know, the key, JBSO, unless it's come back in your favor, when you have to pay higher prices, your risk is higher, right? We want to always try to buy near my confirmation. If you're able to get a better price than my confirmation, that's a different story, and it's holding support, then it's okay. I would say it's okay. So I'm giving you a little bit of a tip there. However, if it's not holding support, I wouldn't buy. Let's say Home Depot wasn't acting properly, I would say get rid of it. Forget it, Home Depot. It's doing correctly. But now it's easier for us to hold because we are making money in there. You know, it's easy to hold something that's profitable, right? Even if it comes back and you're at break, it's not against you. It's hard holding stuff when it's against you 20% or 100 or 50%, right? It's harder. However, I've shown and proven that even things where I had BA against me 80%, listen carefully, people, and I've proven this to people, 80% against me, only to, at the end, because I held properly, if I followed the rules, it gave me 100% gains. I'll show you this over here, example, BA. This is the truth here, people, because I know my trades. See, I care about my trades. Unlike a lot of people, I know my trades. I care about them. I feel them. So we got into trade over here, okay? And it was an early entry. It was a mistake, though. But regardless, I held it, okay? And they were 340 calls. Yeah. And where did we exit? I think because of the option expiration. No. Sorry. It was here. Sorry. Here, right, people. So here it was, right? It went against, but I knew it was doing a reversal plan for us. And so we hold it here. Let me show you this. So went against us. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 days later, after going against 8 of the days, it became a 100% winner. Here's where we booked profits, for an example. This is the one that went against me 80%. And I talked about this in the group. Okay? And I held it for specific reasons based on the market conditions back then, which was in November. November, December was very tough, right? But however, the stock gave me reasons to hold, and it paid. Now, if I would have sold for the wrong reasons, I would have not mentally caught this. But simply holding for the right reasons, a loser became a winner. It's not always the case, but it's the case a lot. A lot of people, how many times people said they sell something and then you see their thing take off? I know, I was that person too. This is why I created a system to combat the psychology. And I found that when things confirm my rules, they act a certain way. My system works with confirmation. Confirmation is key. Everything you see is well thought out. I have a plan. We have targets. We have options we're going to get into. And then we're adapting because the market still has unpredictable measures. However, I've proven time and time again in all my videos show this, that the big picture always wins in the long run. But if you're not always focused and you're not putting in the effort and time to see that on a daily basis, just like you go to work. Do you go to work every day to make your dollar bill, people? Same thing with this market. If you're not studying this every day, paying attention to what's going on every day, wanting to make dollar bills every day, just like you're going to work. You have no prayer to succeed. None. Zero. Zero. I know. I breathe this stuff daily, every day, 7 days a week, PowerTarget Trade. I study the market. Nothing's for nothing. But you get paid in the market. And want to know how you make money in the market? You get paid by making wise decisions. You get paid by handling fear. You get paid by using this, not this, right? I use my hands, to work out. You understand? To build strength and health into the body. But that is a different measurement. And still, you need your mind for that too. See, health is another issue that people don't have. They're very weak at in society today. You see the epidemic out there, right? Epidemic. Okay? There aren't men walking around my age. There are, by the way, there are, but we're still a very small percentage, right? If there's let's say there's 100 million men, okay? Maybe 100,000 of those 100 million are in shape like yours truly. 100,000 inside 100 million. You understand what I'm saying, people? That's the difference. So when you see all these people on YouTube, that's still a small percentage, right? And most of those people don't even know what they're talking about. That's another problem too. Just like in the people in the markets, most of them don't even know what they're talking about. They couldn't do this with options. BA, yeah, as a long-term, BA is still a lot of potential. I think my BA might I'm looking for another entry in BA. So anyways, you understand my point, people? Nothing's for nothing. A lot of people want to get they want to believe that and get rich quick schemes and stuff like that, and it doesn't exist. It's like the fitness industry where the people are told of gadgets. Oh, have this gadget, you're going to lose all this weight. Or, oh, buy this exercise equipment, it's going to solve all your problems. Yeah, but they don't account for you're going to get bored of that exercise equipment. It might work temporarily for a month or two. But what about for the next 5, 10 years? Trust me, people. Listen, I've seen all kinds of stuff, since I've been exercising since 18 years of age. I've always had interest in it, right? And I've seen a lot of the same things. And people believe in that. They're looking for that miracle thing. Oh, here's a shake for you. Here's a special shake. And take buy our food. And all these things are just short-term solutions, right? You need a lifestyle. And that's problem. And that problem, most people don't even have an idea of how to be healthy or have the right mindset. Very few people do. I mean, I exercise with people with great discipline. I know them. But those kind of people, they're far from few. I keep telling them. I tell some people, there's a guy named, I work out sometimes with a buddy of mine named Frank, And I tell him, I say, Frank, you can't look at yourself like other people, because he's a pretty built guy, you know what I'm saying? I say, you're comparing yourself to the top-notch guys out there. But you know what, my friend? Look around you, man. It's a sea of fatzos out there. Our age group, they're sea of fatzos. They have no clue of health. They have no power. Even we're in the gym, me and him, we're watching people that are in a thing, or like in our way from we're exercising. They don't even know what they're doing. They're barely putting any effort. I say, Frank, you can't compare yourself to the top dogs out there, right? Top dogs are still a small percentage. Those are the guys with massive discipline. And there was another guy you can't compare yourself to those guys. And some of those guys have I say to him, some of those guys that are top, they don't even have any much responsibility. You being a family man, I tell him, I mean, look how, but you see, someone like that guy, Frank, got a lot of discipline. I know. He's got this. So if I teach him, I tell him something, it's easy for him to apply it. He's got the discipline, right? For that particular thing. Now, come to the investment world, I don't know. See, investment world and fitness are two different variables, right? But you still need discipline. But most of those people couldn't handle the discipline required in investment world. And I know I had one of my one of my members who worked close with me, who made an investment. he realized, he said to me, Sandro, it's really tough what you do. I said, you know what? That's how, if you're not mentally disciplined, right? And I am, you can't do what I'm doing. You got to know, you got to really believe in what, and that's a lot of people, they have no belief in what they're doing. They're just doing it blind. That's why I tell people, listen to what I say, study the winning videos, listen to what I'm saying, listen to my voice over and over again, listen to the messages in those winning. There are messages that, of a person, I can tell you, I, for one, that's what I do. Like someone says something to me, all the time in my life, and I would play in my mind over and over and over again once it made sense to me, and I go, you know what, this is right, that's right. So I know what it takes to succeed. You got to have like a fire, a passion in your heart to succeed, right? If you don't have that, so why not learn from somebody who's telling you this stuff, right? I did not always win money in the markets, and anybody tells you that they always win money in the markets, but it's not about always winning in the markets. It's about, what did you learn? And what I did is I never gave up. I always persevered, right? I had my wins and my losses. That's why I keep telling my advices. I know what I'm talking about from real world experience, from making money, losing money, making money, losing money, making money. But then a shift happened, right? I started studying every movement I made. But then there's certain things that, and again, what I do, again, very few will do. Okay, this is a fact, people. A lot of people will look for, and again, there's not many people you're going to find that would even guide you like this, right? You'd have to attend expensive seminars, and you wouldn't even come close to what I'm doing. Right? Trust me on this, it won't come close. And again, there are a few exceptions for some people, but the majority, and I say majority. So you take somebody who takes a special course, from a so-called guru, that's only a week or two, a few days, spend 3K, they still aren't gonna. They're gonna be good for that 1 month, and then when there's a tough month, they're like, or when it's supposed to be good, they'll miss it. Trust me, mentally, people don't have what it takes to succeed. You are a true inspiration, Sandro. Thank you for your valuable. Thank you very much. It's good. Like I said, I had some really great people come in here saying some stuff, like especially the guy who held the BA options. I'm proud of him. But it doesn't surprise me. There are people who, like I say, they really do study, and they believe in what I say so much that they do. Like I said, I told you the story of Shaya, how I met Shaya, and he sent me a message. I just made 30K. You made 30K? Yeah. I go, what? I believe I really appreciate, I really know, And I mean, this guy, Shaya, by the way, he had paid services. But the paid services he started realizing what I was saying was better than the paid services, right? And so he put all that faith in just hearing me speak. This was, years ago when he made that trade in example in that Apple plan. But it's a true story. The fact of the matter is that it was what I was saying. And he saw that repetitiveness of how I was structured always. And he had so much faith that he went to put $30,000 in a plant. By the way, he doubled it. And we're talking about 2 days, by the way. So 30K, 2 days. Now, Shai is the kind of guy who likes to play with the big dollar bills. Right? Not everybody's going to be like a Shai, right? But that doesn't matter. My system is scalable, right? Like Shia, under really following my rules, would smash a whole bunch of people to pieces with half of the amount of money that they use, because they can't do it. My system smashes people together. You name a trader, smash them in pieces, because they can't catch the gains. They can't catch the real gains. They won't position themselves like Shia did. Shia positions himself. There's no word of a lie. $60,000 in stuff like making $60,000 in 2 days in a GM plan. Yeah, this is when it was perfectly set up with my rules and everything like that. He put that kind of money down when he made 60K in 2 days. Or that's how I met Shia, and then Shia wanted to work with me. Okay, one-on-one, right? To the day he does a lot of his own trading, right? But still, I worked with him, and I can tell you from a statistical measurement point that following my rules, whatever he made, he could make double. But mentally, like I said, it's very hard. That's why they need the guidance of a big picture leader, right? But I know the potential. I know. It's that, like I said to him, sometimes you can't go always big on everything, right? You gotta, it depends on the setups and all that stuff, right? But when he did the rules correctly, here's my point. This is a statistical measurement. These are the kinds of gains, okay? And we're talking about using 30K to make 30K. Okay? $30,000 down for $30,000 in 2 days. Okay? I tell you, the best, so-called best traders who trade the penny stocks can't do anything like that. But we're doing that with real solid companies, not plops that they get in 10 minutes and they're gone. They can't handle. They couldn't do what I do with BA. They couldn't. They couldn't play in my sandbox. But in their sandbox, I make them look like a chocata, toys. But I wouldn't waste my time on that because it's not skill. That's guessing games. Just a little just guessing games because you're a scared trader. The scared trader can't make gains in real companies. They can't do it. Not here. So they make these little, let's get out, let's get out. You see a red bar. I even heard some of the students how mentally weak they were. Weak. And their health weak too. You heard that from your true PowerTarget Trade. I am a proof. Listen, you put those fat people who talk on, and you'll see the truth. PowerTarget Trade, you've seen me think. 2 metrics to succeed in this world: health and then wealth. With health, the world is at your fingertips. Without your health, you become half of what you could really become. Because money isn't everything. Real success is from real skill. And that's what I'm preaching. Real success, real skill. And I believe in this is the only way to go. So I started, you don't hear many traders talk about the health part, but listen, people, it's an important, vital part of your, like if you're not investing in you, your vessel, your body is the only thing that there is no money that you can't, like when you're done, when you're gone, when you're finished, right? There's no money that can fix you. When you're irreplaceable. You're gone. Your time here is limited, right? So how stupid is that where you don't invest in yourself, right? So as an expert in both these metrics, which is what I was always interested, like I said, from 18 years of age, I was studying the market. I understood the fact about not to go to work to make money only. That wasn't the way to go. I knew this. I'm an 18-year-old, okay? Updating stock charts by hand, calling the phone, ding, 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 updating. I was doing commodities. So, PowerTarget Trade. I know. If I tell you you're going to fail in life, in the market, you're going to fail. I kicked a lot of people out of the group. Don't have what it takes to succeed. They can't follow my little baby rules. I make it so simple. You have no listen, I'll tell anybody listening. You hear my words. If I kick you out of the group, you ain't succeeding in the market. No prayer. Fat chance. Guaranteed. With my help, guaranteed success. If you put the work and time in, paying attention every day, understanding why we lost, asking questions. I got the live streams here. Good night, Sandra. Good night, Dexter. Good night. You gotta go to hard work. I know where you gotta go to Apple. A good entry. I'm gonna take a look at that. Oh, look at 10 o'clock. Wow, it was a good. I think it was a good live stream. Now I will take more questions. Fang is great again. Well, I don't know, but I don't know about Netflix yet. It's not on my focus right now. There are things that are in my focus. But there's going to be a lot of, Pavel, there's going to be a lot of opportunity. We got to be patient. So people, if anybody came in a live stream late, listen to me. I come 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today I had to talk about why people lose, and the right mindset, and I had a story to talk about BA, because BA, this third winning plan wasn't fun. The only way this would have been a huge winner was if you held for earnings, but the big picture, my plan was bang on correct. Just that the earnings were involved, right? And a lot of people won't complain about making 300% gains in 2 weeks. There are people who will hold into earnings, even with shares. The people with dollar bills, big dollar bills. They want leadership from someone like myself. They don't want to be told by a scalper, baby scalper, who can't see 10 minutes in front of them, what to do with their money. You know. So you got big mindset to help you, people who have small accounts or who have sent me gifts, to make real money with options. But you got to understand a few variables. You should be coming to my live streams. You should be studying every winning plan. You should be coming to every live stream. You should be asking questions. If you have, you should be sending me a mess. You should be getting involved and learning why you made a mistake, why you didn't listen to the plans. Let's say you get out and I said not to get out, and you gotta ask, you gotta study that. You gotta manage your risk. You don't want to be getting too many options when you shouldn't, right? If you have a certain amount of account, you should ask me, how many options should I buy? People, I have such an amount, I have so much, what should I do, Sandro? And I'll tell you what to do. No problem, Aspen. Good night. It's 10:02. I'm a little bit over time here. I hope this was, I know this is very helpful. So again, one of the messages is study this live stream that I made. I record the live stream. They're helpful, I think that they're very helpful, and they're there for you to watch whenever, but they're also good for you to come live, right? The people who make the time to come live, to come to the live stream, it's helping the people who can't. There are people that just can't for time. It's like the time, because time. People follow me different parts of the world. I know the main people that follow me are in the U.S. So sometimes the time to come to my live stream, like it's a high percentage in the U.S. I have some in Canada, some in Saudi Arabia, you name it, different parts in the world. So I know what serious people are. Trust me, I know what a serious person is. And if you make it in my group, Power Group Trades, you follow instructions, get into Power Group Trades, and you're staying in my group, it means you're a person that has a chance of success. But if PowerTarget Trade is kicking you out of the group, and a lot of people who are serious always apologize and they want to come back in, and we sort things out. The people that are not serious, they cry like a baby. Where? Why'd you kick me out? You're no good. No, you're a lazy bum. You're a failure in life. I don't want you. Get out. What good are you to me? If you're not making money and not succeeding and growing because you're a lazy bum, what good are you for my group? Go lose money some other way. You're going to lose in life, I guarantee you. My plans have passion behind them. They have focus like this, like all the BA play. It's all documentation. Too much documentation on my YouTube channel. It's there, never before. There's no one doing it like I've done before. Nowhere near the passion and the work ethics that I have. Because they can't do it. That's the reason why. They are full. You know what I'm saying? A lot of BS out there, people. Lots of BS out there. Just like the health and fitness industry, lots of BS. It's the same thing in the investment world. Trust me on this. Take it from me. So I've been at this couple of decades. This didn't come to me like this. I've been at this, people. I know what I'm talking about. But you know what? The potential in the market is unlimited potential. There's so much potential. So it's so much worth that effort to make money in it. So it's one of the best places, but it requires massive discipline And you want to be with someone, if you're lucky to find a good leader, like yours truly, right? Who puts this kind of work ethic, right? Very few people have the same work ethic or have the ability. But you know what? Being around that person helps you become that person too. Have that passion and hope. That's why I have people send me gifts. Because they see that in me. They see that they can. All right, people? Have a good one. Have a good night. Come to the next live stream. PowerTarget Trade out.